This is just a quick little thing. This video will be really long. It will contain some stuff that people may find uncomfortable. It's about mental illness and studies and stories that I found while developing a mental illness drama script that I'm using to hopefully not only raise awareness for people with mental illness, but also maybe raise some money for the local hospital, Dr. Gray's, and their mental unit. This video will be over 20 minutes long, just to give you a quick warner. I know it will say when you click on the video that it's quite long. It's going to say it's going to be over this time, but if you could watch all the way to the end, that would be amazing, because it would then show a load of support for me and for hopefully the project. So thank you, and I hope you go on to enjoy the video. Hello guys, it's me, Cameron. This is Sunday the 16th of May, and yes, that is Mamma Mia in the background because everyone loves a bit of Mamma Mia. The reason I say Mamma Mia and not ABBA is because it's Amanda Seyfried that's actually singing it. So it is Mamma Mia, not ABBA. And I've started here because, you actually get the actual feel of it. Then, so, yeah, it's all good. So yesterday I was talking about wanting to raise money for my local hospital, which is Dr. Gray's. And I haven't got much feedback from it, but I wasn't really expecting too much. Because, it was kind of a awkward question, because it's kind of a personal thing, isn't it? I noticed that after I posted it, along with the title of it, Area 51, but you know what? Now, that was a complete accident. I don't know how that happened. I didn't type it in. But I think it was probably autocorrect, because I think I put A, as in A-Y-E. No, not A. You know what I mean? A51. One minute. Yeah, I forgot to have it on a playlist, so it just kind of went into the adverts. Yeah, so I think it just automatically went onto that, Area 51, because I didn't spell it right. Hopefully. Unless the NSA have hacked into my phone. Illuminati. Convinced. I'm joking. But yeah, that was a complete mistake today. But I am going to be doing it anyway. I'm going to be raising money for my local chat. Anyway, I'm going to be doing stuff to raise money for it, such as music from either local bands, my friends, and maybe my brass band if I can get that in. I can swing it that way. Also, I'm going to get drama and stuff involved. I'm actually writing a script myself called MPD, which is multiple personality disorder. It's centered around a guy named Davey who has it, and it opens up. He's sitting on stage on his own with a single spotlight, and then his counsellor, because he's been put to a mental illness counsellor, group discussion thing, and so he's and the counsellor Mike. It's oh yeah, we can help you out with this, and then one of his personalities, and then a spot comes over his shoulder, which is one of his personalities. Now, the personalities are completely different to each people, but in many cases there are at least three, which are the sense of everything will be fine. Yes, you've got this illness, but it's all cool, which is kind of like a happy thing. Now, it's when they talk about voices in your head. One of them's quite happy, one of them is angry. It's the one that is quite there's everything you don't want, and then there's the sadness or realistic view of you're fucked. It doesn't matter how much you do, you're screwed. And that is what I've kind of tried to develop around this character. Now, his happy one is Lisa Jones, who is a bipolar girl who, at this point, because I haven't decided if I'm going to do it over hour sessions or it being just around an hour session. So it happens within an hour, the whole play, or have it spread over multiple sessions. But at this point, she is in her happy phase, so to say, which is a section that happens around bipolar people. Those with bipolar, you go through episodes of hyped up either happiness and then depression, or in some cases, and the reason that I have to go to it's not really a child psychologist anymore, but why I have to go back to a psychologist is because I'm getting episodes of pure rage and then having episodes of pure depression. So I get really worked up, I get really angry. So the reason why there's a lot of posters and stuff around is because I get angry. It's why I have like, I'm not sure you can hear that. I broke my knuckle and never did anything with it, and it's still clicking and all this. And the reason why is because I get like fits of anger, but then I go into fits of depression, which doesn't help when I'm already depressed. So yeah, but you know, there's not like two different types of people. You have one or the other. You can go through episodes of happiness, then depression, then anger, back up to, then like anger back to depression, back straight up happiness, and it's not really fast. Some episodes can last, like mine last about half an hour in whole, but they're about, I go through them like at least 3 times. I go through these different fits of anger and depression through that half an hour. Some people have like an hour and a half long up, as they call it, and then an hour and a half down. But you know, it changes. So this is at her point. This is in a happy episode, and so she's symbolised as his happy personality. We also have Ryan MacDonald. Now the reason I say it's Mac is because one of his triggers, if people call him Mick Donald, if you don't read it properly, it's one of his triggers of how he goes into pure fits of rage. Now he's in denial. He has severe anxiety, but he's in denial of this anxiety and thinks he's just a bit angry, and he doesn't understand why he's been told that he has to go to here. Yeah, he's slightly angry, but no worse. He's symbolised as Davy's angry personality. Then we have Alex Mackenzie. He is a severely clinically depressed man who has been sent here because he's refusing to take his antidepressants. He thinks that the antidepressants are actually making him worse. So there's a bit more of psychosis in his mind. That he feels that what they're doing to help him isn't really helping him, and he feels that only he can help himself. So he's quite a, optimistic, depressed guy. But yeah, and he's actually symbolising Davy's depressed personality. And the way that I've written the end lines, the first scene is Alex's, no, it's not going to be word for word, because though I write them, I don't actually remember the scripts word for word. I just know them roughly. It's it can't help you, Davy. it's not like bipolar disorder or anxiety or anger or depression. You can't just shove pills into somebody to get them better. It's not your mind that is broken. It is you. We're not 3 different personalities inside of you. We are all one. We are your broken personality. And there is no pills that can fix someone who is this broken. And the lights go out. And that comes up to scene 2. So it kind of shows that it's a conflict, not only physically, but mentally inside of him. There's a conflict between these different personalities, which has been brought on through who knows what. And this is why he's at this counsel, and this is why he's being told to go to the counselling session, because it's developed. And you know, it's said that a lot of it, some are brought on via stress. So you either, it's the same with anxiety, is brought on by stress. So a lot of guys my, like, not just guys, like people my age, ow, I just kicked my amp. People my age get, you know, anxiety and stress over exams, which is, you know, it's normal. But then you get into, but nobody rarely gets into severe anxiety over it. You know, you have a panic attack, you get told, oh, you're a bit stressed, you have to work out, and then then you're fine. But split personality disorder, or multiple personality disorder, can also be brought on via stress. Like, there's a case of a guy in America who's sitting his last exam for his degree, who actually ended up killing himself, committing suicide, because of multiple personality disorder, in that each of his different personalities was so conflicting because people in his life were fueling them. And it was his dad was saying, "Oh, you can do this, son. I know you can. You really, yeah, of course you can do it. It's only a little thing, but you can get through this," which was fueling his happy personality, which is good, it's making him happy. Yeah, I can do this. But then it was his sister or brother saying, if you don't do it, then it doesn't matter. Mum won't be angry at you. And so it's kind of fueling his downer one. And it just so happened that his dad actually got sent offshore, which means that the depressed personality was actually being fed more than his personal one, his positive one, because he wasn't getting personal contact with his dad so often. Therefore, it kind of snapped. And yeah, now he was only split personality disorder because he only had 2 conflicting personalities, because there was nobody there fueling the anger side of him, because everyone was being either, yeah, you can do it, or it doesn't matter if you can't do it, which is it's a good mentality to have. You can do this. It's good. I can do this. But if you don't, then it's not too bad. This is a mentality that teachers try to tell us to do. But this is a single case where it did get too far. Stress did get over it. And I'm not sure if that's how I'm going to have Davy's character, or maybe just have it, because there's also cases of if kids at a young age didn't get a lot of physical contact with their parents and had to made a mass imaginary friends, because every kid had that imaginary friend that they had, but those kids that had to depend on their imaginary friend, which in a few cases shows that in later life they actually developed split personality disorder, because that imaginary friend actually became part of who they were, which means that they flip. Which is also where the idea of snapping comes from, when people say, he's never done anything like this. He's never been violent before. He just snapped. Now, that's one that's casually used, but that can actually be what happens in someone with split personality disorder. That it's not them snapping, it's them losing control of their other personality, which causes that, which could be pure anger. So it's seen in a few, we've seen it in those people that compress their anger and like, no, I'm more cool, casual, and then they end up lashing out. Well, I'm not saying that that's happened to everyone, because it doesn't. Not everyone has it, that lashes out after being really nice and kind. But it can be a development of a split personality, that they've actually created an alter ego. That's another one, alter egos. Yes, like psychopaths who say they don't know what they're doing, it can also be linked to that. And it's all just compressed stuff. So I'm not sure how I might work it like that, because you don't know anything about Davey to start with. Hey, I don't know much about Davey to start with. I'm the one that's creating him. But I create him as I go. So I haven't planned out the entire creation. It will be written over the next month or so. And it may be half an hour long, it may be 20 minutes long. I don't know. I'm hoping to grab the story in that. But, it could have been put there because of prison. Because that could be why they're all there. Do you think bipolar, if you get into a real downer, you don't care? Maybe prison via neglect. Not that saying that will be happening. It's just, mental illnesses can cause people to go into stuff like... I'm not saying that everyone that's mentally ill will neglect or will hurt somebody or will be violent. I'm just saying that cases... Most of this is American, data, because obviously America's got the most colleges and universities that deal with psychosis and psychologists and stuff like this, and because of the sheer size of it, because a lot of it, it's one of the biggest states that's actually populated, because a lot of Russia isn't actually populated. A lot of it's kind of placed, same with Canada, not a lot of it's populated. So in South America, it's not really populated, stuff like this. So a lot of it is American standards that I'm using as reference. It's not set in America because, I kind of like the idea of angry Scotsmen. That's the reason why I've chosen Mackenzie, MacDonald, Wallace. Davy's name is Davy Wallace. Jones is kind of an American Englishy name. Just to have kind of a difference. And MacDonald is actually Irish, I think. I think it came of Irish descendant. So it's kind of casual there. But yeah, so when I finally finish that, I will tell you the entire story about it. This is actually meant to be a really quick video, but I think it will end up being a 20-minute one. So I'm sorry if it's too long for a lot of people to watch. I'll put a bit at the start to say that it's going to be a long one. If you could, well, you'll see it at the start. Anyway, I've been Cameron, you've been you. If you would like to show support for the project, I haven't actually named it yet. You can help do that as well. If you want to show support for the project, give it a like. Because the more likes I get, the more I know people want to support this project, and it's just a good thing, really. But share it around, because the more people that get to see it, the more people may support the project, which means that I may be able to help more people. But finally, if you haven't already, please subscribe, because this isn't to do with supporting the project. Everything else seems to be. But no, if you do subscribe, that would also be A's, because you get to see more videos from me, and a lot of it will probably be about the project. I may put a little snippet in the start of it and then go on with the actual video, but I will be giving you your updates of the project as it goes, and if you're subscribed, then you'll see those annual updates, won't you? But I will be back tomorrow with another video. Goodbye.